Hey everybody, this is Angry Otter, coming back to you with a new video. This is a game called Planet of Mine. So the basic overview is that this is a strategy type of game. You have your own world, you do some mining, you collect resources, try to upgrade your buildings with new technologies. This game in its entirety is about $5.99 US. Some things are unlocked right away. However, for the free version of things, you only have a game that's 300 turns in total. So we're just going to hop in, create a new game. So you hold and click, or I guess hold the icon to choose. You have 4 species that are available to you. It'll all depend on starting equipment type of a thing. You slide up to see them. So we get the Bavarians, rhinos, the Fenix, and the first one was space chickens. This is probably one of the easiest ones, I think, to start with. So we're going to go ahead and give this a go. As you can see in the top left-hand corner, 300 turns. So you start with only a certain number of options here. If you tap into one, it'll tell you these things, these numbers here where I'm touching, if you can see. Jungle, it's got 99 resources worth of hard stone, 319 worth of liquid. You can remove it if you wish by using the dynamite, which is a good, right here, explosive. Your top, the screen at the top gives you all of your resources. So let's go ahead and just close out of this quick. Oops, sorry about that. So in the center, these are your actual characters that you can put somewhere. You'll be able to recruit more as you get through these. You have housing space for 10, and the environment can currently rebuild itself at 17 per tech, pretty much. So I'm just going to drop one into the forest here, and one into the water, start collecting those. Food is going to be of the essence, right? So I've got 200 planet score. It says I need to build additional housing. So I'm actually going to end up having to take one of these chickens that I just put in either the forest or into the water and remove them. Now what you can see underneath the characters, and this is just going to slowly rotate as the turns kind of go, but hop in here. This little almost pie chart looking deal, it will tell you how much time until the resources have been completely consumed. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually take the water guide back out if I can. There we go. And chickens tend to like this habitat here, so you click on the top, do that slower. I'm going to click on the space that I want to go. These are your options. This is going to be for housing. Second one here is going to be for farming or plantation. Your third one is going to be for mining or a well. The well will pull water from solid ground. You can just drop a chicken into the ocean if you really want to, and you should be fine with that. Sorry, I had to do a slight adjustment there. So we're going to go ahead and just take this, build ourselves a house. Forgive any background noise, my dog started playing with the squeaky toy, so we'll see if it keeps up. So in order to build the house, you actually have to pull the chicken over to the front. It'll take an amount of time. Once it's done, I'll be able to actually collect or supposedly like recruit new players or new chickens in order to actually join the cause here. So as far as I can tell, there's only one creature that we will eventually have to fight. And that's this one right here in this square. You can see it. It's a big pinata. He will kill your characters or your chickens or whatever your NPCs are at the time that you choose to use, until such time as you can actually get all of the resources from them. You also have the option of just bypassing that by blowing them up with dynamite if you so choose. But that's your call. So as you can see in the center here, I can push to create a new inhabitant. So there we go. I actually want to start building a mine because I need to start getting stone in order to start updating some buildings. So if I actually, better yet, I need to get food. Food is by far more important at this point in time. I can build another inhabitant and put another one on there. It'll build faster, and once it's built, both of them will start gathering resources, or I can use both of those for resources to get the food back up, because as you can see, per turn, per turn, I can generate so much. So I got one character, as you can see here, the number on the side of this right here where I'm tapping, +2 every 4.8 seconds, which isn't bad. But as you can see, I'm still going down by 1 every rotation, so I need to build either another farm or I need to figure something else out to do with this. I can currently house 4 more chicken, or 1 more inhabitant, and looks like food has balanced out. So let me go ahead. Let me see here. I think, see if we can figure out what this is. There we go. So we've got 999 there, 137 liquid, but I don't really care about that. I'm going to go ahead and build a mine here. So hold and press. Put the chicken on there. And like I said, here's the pinata, or pinatasaurus as they call it. There's 794 resources inside of the pinatasaurus. But again, as you attack the pinatasaurus, it will do damage to your inhabitants. So you could potentially, and you likely will, lose your inhabitants as you fight this character. But that's okay. You can always recruit more inhabitants, as we see here. So I don't have much to build on just yet. I believe the spaces beyond the Pinatasaurus will actually expand. There we go, once we have that. So I can recruit a new character. I'm going to build another house just so that I can actually get some more inhabitants on the planet in order to do more mining, building, farming in some cases. Now some of these blocks and tiles, these are randomly generated, but some of them will actually have things like food in place for you to actually pull from. So let's go over a little bit more of what we got here, right? So this icon's on the bottom. You have the ability to pause and it'll take you out to your main menu. You can either give up, save, and quit, which if you don't save and quit, it does do an autosave, but it's not very frequent. So you could lose progress if you just decide to quit out of the game, and that's okay though, if you really don't mind. This middle icon here lets you know what your colony is. When we get to 500 ascension points, basically, it'll take you into the ability of choosing like an upgrade, or something that'll speed up either production or the amount of research that you gain, which we haven't gotten to that point yet. And this is pretty much the built-in Wikipedia for all the different animals, structures, and whatnot. This is a very fun little game. It does a good job of kind of, killing time. Let's see what this guy is. Bushes. Oh, here we go. So this is actually, sorry about that. So with that, I'll be gaining an extra red berry every 2 seconds. So that's good. So I can start bolstering up my numbers on that. In these spaces here, eventually, once we get past Ascension, we'll have other options for new buildings, and we'll be able to get through them. If I want to fast forward to get to a point where I've received enough, grab and drag all of this, and then I can kind of spin the cycle around, and it'll make the turns go by faster, as you can see I'm doing here quick. There we go. And then I just leveled up on Ascension. So now I'm going to be a level 2. Push this button in the center. There we go. You can actually highlight these if you want. It'll take you right to their entry. So that's a plantation. This is going to be the foundry, the press, workbench, small museum, and the research lab. So what some of these are going to do, obviously the plantation will get you food. The foundry will let you build new items because there's a crafting system in place for this. Same thing is going to be true for the press, and same thing for the workbench. Now the small museum is going to get you Ascension faster, so you'll get through the levels of Ascension faster. And the research lab will get you research, which will get you through the tech tree faster. This also has a solar system, as you can now see is unlocked. The green circular one is the one that we currently own, or inhabiting. This one is a burnt planet. We'll eventually get to see some of these other ones, and that's the sun, I believe. Oh, already occupied. So arid, it's an arid planet. That's okay though. I think for the time being, we're just gonna keep ourselves to this. So as you can see now also, I've gotten research. There's our discoveries. So this is fed here, and these are the options for the first level here. You can reduce the ascension cost to create an inhabitant by 40%, so cheaper to get inhabitants on the planet. This one is going to be resistance to all game dangers. And this one is when you destroy a structure, you retain 50% of the resources. This is already inherent to the group that we selected. So we're just going to go ahead and say, there we go. we'll just discover that one. And you can only do one per level. Okay. So that's going to be about it for now. I think we'll just kind of play this a little bit by ear, see if it's liked, if it's not. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to go ahead and find it. I'll leave a link to the download for Android. I don't have the one for Apple in the description. And if you want to, like, subscribe if you want. That's great. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.